It's another Wednesday, 1st of May, and another ride with the Wednesday gang. Although a different one than usually, because today I can only stay with the gang for a while. And I thought I'd use this footage from today's part of the ride to speak a bit about my experiences with the Alpha M9, which I've owned now for nearly 1.5 years, and I've done well over 10,000 kilometers with this specific Velomobile, and I'll let you know what I like about it and what I don't. All right, here we go. First climb out of the Rhine Valley. We're 3 now. We were supposed to meet with a 4th rider, but he didn't show up at the start, so we hope to find him somewhere along the way.
Weil du ja doch relativ viel Kalorien verbrauchst. Das ist gleich der Stoffwechsel richtig hochgepusht, ja.
We're talking here about nutrition on long rides and how difficult it can be to eat. So today's ride is going to be 180 kilometers. I will leave the gang at about 55 or so and then take a loop towards home again, which means that I will do probably around 105 kilometers instead of the 180. But now we're checking to find the 4th rider. We have received his location, and it's somewhere around here. So we stop at this little intersection because that could be the place where he could be or might be waiting for us. But at least I can't see anyone.
Weißt du nicht, hat er inzwischen noch mal irgendwas gesagt?
Nee, nur Grimassen.
Grimassen?
Oder Heul.
Heul?
Anstatt einfach zu sagen, wo er jetzt langfahren will.
So what do we do? I think I'm going to text him. And
Patrick Doppelpunkt.
instead of typing it in, I dictate my message.
Nimm den Track wieder hoch auf den Venusberg über den Nachtigallenweg und oben am Ausgang des Nachtigallenweges warten wir auf dich.
Yes, and that's exactly what we did. But even at the end of that little road, he was not there. But then we received a message that he was waiting for us at the entry to the forest. And then we knew where we would be meeting him. Okay, so off we go. Me in the M9 with its now very fine working one chain wheel 12 sprockets gearing setup. So it's a 60 tooth chain wheel and 11 to 52 in the rear. Perfect for me for practically all circumstances. But now let's see, there's Patrick.
Moin, du hier?
Ja, wird mal Zeit.
Hä?
Wird mal wieder Zeit.
Ja, ja. Nein, wir hatten gedacht, dein Standort war ja weiter da hinten, ne?
Ja.
Den du geschickt
Aber
hattest.
ich hatte ja geschrieben, ich bin langsam hoch, mein Hintern hier.
Ach so, wir haben gedacht, du schiebst deinen Hintern von der anderen Seite hoch.
Ne, ich fahre ja immer bei Westeling nach Bonn rein.
Siehste, habe ich doch gedacht. Um die Höhenmeter zu vermeiden.
Wer weiß.
Ja, klar. Das habe ich Barbara erläutert. Das sind einige Höhenmeter weniger als hierhin.
Vielleicht vor allem super angenehm fahren am Rhein entlang da.
Ja. Ja. Okay, dann fahren die Raketen jetzt mal weiter.
Yes, this is how it goes. Now the M9, once you get into it for the first time, you immediately notice what makes this special. It has lots of space. I come from the DF, I still ride my DFxl, but the two Velomobiles are very different. The DF is very close to me, and I'm pretty close to the sidewalls and everything. The M9 is super spacious, and I like it a lot. Actually, it reminds me a lot of the Quest Velomobile, which I used to ride for, I think, 10 years, various models of it. And the M9 comes very close, but at the same time, it is very different because I think it can actually do everything so much better than the Quest could. First of all, it is very stiff. The seat is extremely stiff, the entire drivetrain setup. So every watt you put into the drivetrain, you get the feeling that you translate that into speed. It's a very, very direct feel between input and outcome. The second thing that you will immediately notice is a bigger cockpit opening. Makes for good airflow. Also the openings at the rear end. I get the feeling that the airflow is very evenly and steady through the M9. The opening in front is bigger in size than the one in the DF. I use the bug box also, which has a feature to close the front air entry. So all in all, the ventilation conditions I think are superior to the DF or many other modern Velomobiles. Reminds me a little bit of the Quest with its huge openings because of the footholds, but the M9 doesn't have footholds. Next item you will notice is tank steering. I used to ride tiller for many years, and I have no problems with tiller. Actually, I like tiller because it leaves the space to the left and right of the rider available for all those little things that you need during the ride. The M9 is so wide that it has more space to the left and right in spite of the tank steering than my DF has with tiller steering. So I tried it out, and I have to say I really like it. It's a very different feel. So the steering is very direct. I like the different seating position. With the shoulders further back, and it's very relaxed. I don't have armrests. Many people say you need armrests with tank steering. I think I don't. And also on long rides, and I did very long rides in the M9, 600 kilometers, 1200 kilometers rides, and I did not miss armrests at all. And I also on these long rides, I really loved the way that the M9 steers. In connection to that, one of the striking features, in my view, of this particular model is its steady track. It almost doesn't react to side wind at all. Yes, there is a perceptible influence of side wind, but not like any other Velomobile where you can get pushed to the side. The M9 will hold its course in an amazing way, I have to say. Also, you can see this here. The ride is very stable and stiff. This Velomobile just wants to go and is not influenced by either the road or the wind. But let's see if we can catch some of the conversation here. Oh, no, you can't really. The wind noise is too much. We're talking about the route because the track has us going on a slightly different route than the one that we normally take. So that's what we're discussing here, and then we go on. So back to the M9 and my riding impressions with this Velomobile. My buddies with whom I ride every week tell me that my speed has gone up with the M9 compared to the many times that they have been riding with me in the DFxl. So there must be something to it. The overall layout, the seating position, the stiffness of the drivetrain, maybe also the weight of the Velomobile, all make for, and probably also its aerodynamic advantages, make for a very fast ride. And I have to say I much enjoy riding the M9, and I admit that I enjoy it more than the DF, and I've done many very nice and rewarding rides in the DF, but I enjoy the M9 more. What else do we need to talk about? Lighting. This M9 is equipped with the Lupine SLAX headlight, a fantastic headlight. Now on the M9 I ride with the lights on all the time because the daytime running light is very bright. It's very visible from afar. So I use that. The two Kellerman tail lights are good. I supplement them with a third light, the Garmin Varia radar. Very nice, excellent alarm feature.
Bitte? Hä? Ja. Ja, ich bin da abgebogen. Ich habe gedacht, ihr seht das vielleicht.
Ja, da hatte ich wohl gerade Glück, da waren sie hier fertig und da hatten sie
Ja, ja. Ich meine, am meisten bedauere ich Hajo.
Ach, alles gut.
mit seiner fehlenden Heckfederung.
We had to go through a village where there was a road construction, and I went around the village on a also not so good road. But here we have a few minutes of straight road, which I will use to give you some of my other experiences with the M9. First of all, luggage space. Evidently there's a lot of space behind the seat. Unfortunately, the M9 does not have a luggage tray which would cover up the rear drivetrain in the rear section, so you can't really put anything into the hump because it might fall down on the wrong side and end up in the chain or the cassette. You don't want that to happen. But actually you don't need the space in the hump because there's so much other space. I also have the two storage boxes in front of the wheel wells, which are also very nice. I think the hatches, the access hatches, are wonderful. I can take off the three front hatches, the one on the top and the two on the sides, to quickly take out the side, the front wheels. I can take them out and store them inside while I'm riding. I normally don't do that, but other people do when they go into some more extended climbing. They take all that out to get better ventilation for the rider and better ventilation for the brakes when the descent comes. What else is there to say? Well, there are these little things, the rear view mirrors inside the chassis, extra aerodynamics, okay, but they work very well, provided that your head is in the right position. You have a good view of what goes on behind you. An interesting feature is the rounded cockpit rims to the inside. So when you ride over some bigger bumps and your shoulders touch the cockpit rim, it won't hurt because the rim is rounded, goes all the way around to the inside. Very nice. On the other hand, it also has some little downsides to it. The way that the cockpit opening is designed, there is no predefined position for the hood. Also, with the hood, you have to have extra rear view mirrors because with the hood on, the internal, so to say, rear view mirrors don't work anymore. Okay, I think that's in essence what my experiences are. Let's have at least one more look at this beautiful stretch of road where we're riding there. Wonderful. It's only a Velomobile can do it. Ride at 46 or so kilometers an hour and make it look like it's totally effortless. It helps that this road has a very gentle, minimal descent. Otherwise, it wouldn't look quite as nice. I'll show you a bit later when there's a flat road or a minimal incline. You will see from my head the difference. In the village before this one, we gathered 3 more riders, so we're 7 now. But for me, it's almost time to say goodbye. We go 2 more villages and then I turn off. You see I'm waving goodbye and let the gang pass before I make a left turn. See that white one? That was an old Quest, still in use. All right, so I'm turning off now and trying to make, at least for a good part of the way, a different route back home. I had planned a bit otherwise, but then I missed a turn and got onto another road, which was good to ride, but wasn't the road that I intended to be on. But that happens, and I didn't want to stop and check and turn around or so. I just wanted to enjoy the ride in the afternoon. And you see, it's a beautiful area there. Plenty of open road to ride, and hardly any traffic. Well, on this road, there's hardly any traffic anyway because it's a farm road. But also on those other roads we've been on, traffic was very light on this public holiday. So as you see me on this larger road, which should have much more traffic during the week, but on this holiday it doesn't have traffic at all. I think it's time to speak a bit about downsides. Aren't there any shortcomings or any things I dislike with it? Yes, there are. First of all, the turning circle is huge. Now, that could be changed somewhat. I didn't change anything regarding the steering, the track width, or I didn't Dremel off any edges from the shell, all of the things that you could do to reduce the turning circle, but it is huge. On the other hand, I've been riding a Quest for over a decade, which also had a quite sizable turning circle. Probably the M9 is still a bit larger in its turning circle than the Quest was, but I can handle it. I manage. Initially, the one that was delivered to me, I found to be too low to the ground. I was touching the ground with the foot bulges everywhere. So I went to the dealer and we adjusted it, the ground clearance a little bit, and now it is just fine. So I can't complain about it at all. Also, initially I had some problems with getting the 12-speed rotor cassette set up properly, but now it works fine. It shifts like it should, and I'm surprised that I managed so long with a not perfectly shifting cassette on the rear, but now I enjoy it even more. Now, as we head through this village back down into the Rhine Valley, is anything else? Well, the first set of front wheels the M9 came with wasn't very well built, and now the factory has upgraded its tools and machinery, and the wheels that Jan sent me are perfect. You know, I run them now for, I believe, 6,000 or 7,000 kilometers, and I am absolutely satisfied with the build quality and the durability of these wheels. My Ginkgo special wheels are waiting in the corner because I wanted to give these new wheels a couple of thousand kilometers to be able to give a fair feedback on how wheel building has improved in the Romanian factory. Yeah, and that's it. That's my verdict. That's my review of the M9. I don't have any interior pictures or video of the details, the seat or the steering, how it all looks like. You can look it up on the internet. There probably are plenty of videos of how the M9 looks from the inside and the outside out now. I wanted to share with you my riding experience, and having done so, we can enjoy the last few kilometers of this video. It's one of my favorite stretches on the way back home. Here you see I have to work a little bit because I have to build up some speed for the overpass across the railroad here. And you see I'm doing quite all right in the 40s up this ramp across the railroad, which on the other hand has a little artificial downhill on the other side, which I use to speed up to 60 kilometers. More would mean I would have to spin too fast. I'm not a big spinner. And so I enjoy that, and I always love this little piece of road because it gives me opportunity to show you another great feature of well-built velomobiles. That is their impressive rolling capacity due to the superb aerodynamics. There's going to come up a 70 speed limit sign, which then is followed by a 50 kilometer speed limit sign. And as you will see, at that 50 kilometer sign, which is going to come now, I stop pedaling. See? There's no pedaling from here on. I don't move the cranks at all. And you see how far I'm going. You see how the speed drops from 59 or 60, what it was, to what is now 54, 53. It is just amazing. You know, try that on any road bike. It's totally not possible on any other bike to coast as long as I do, and I need a brake for the intersection that comes up now. Otherwise, I could have rolled on for quite a while. Okay, so that was my review. That was my 108 kilometer ride in part with the Wednesday gang, unfortunately not in total. And I hope you found it interesting and would like to ride along at one of the next times. Until then, bye-bye and take care.